everybody's searching for who they are, why they're here, why we're here, where they belong. We're searching for what's truly called purpose, plan, and destiny. And most of us didn't know. I know that I didn't know anything about purpose, plan, and destiny growing up. And so I didn't know who I was until I met Jesus. I'm reminded about, when I was growing up, and at the early age of 4, I started singing to mimicking and imitating Michael Jackson. And I could sing every song on the radio, and I would do whatever they were doing. I would imitate whoever was on the radio, because I'm too young to understand what it means to be me. I'm just trying to learn from what's around me. And so I'm remembering listening to Michael Jackson on the radio and other artists like that. But I say Michael Jackson because he's the one that really stuck out to me, and the one that I clung to and I could relate to him more in his vocal tone. But God gave me this ability in my voice to be able to go from Michael Jackson to Barry White, so in one moment I can go from high to low. And so, that was always, I always had to, I was always imitating, what I heard on the radio, because I didn't have my own sound yet. So I was learning what it was to sing. I realized I could sing, I could do what I heard, and that was awesome. But I had to find someday I had to find my own voice, because I can't be Michael Jackson, I can't be Barry White or any other person. I have to be me. And at that age, you don't know who you are, and you need your parents to help you understand who you are by teaching you in the Word and teaching you who Jesus is. So until I met Jesus, I didn't know my own voice. And so I'm reminded of Saul when he was on the road to Damascus, and he was on his way. He thought he was a killer, and he's on his way to crucify more Christians. But until he met Jesus. So when he met Jesus, he saw the light. He came out of darkness of killing and murder and death to the marvelous light of life and Christ and everything. And so he switched immediately from death to life. And that's what it's like when you can't find your voice, you can't find your vision until you lose your sight. I had to lose sight of Michael Jackson to find my own voice. Paul had to lose sight, his natural sight, to get his vision from God, so that he could do the mission and the commission that God had set for him to do. And so we don't know who we are until we meet Jesus. You can search this world and you can do all kinds of things, but you'll never know who you are until you meet Jesus, because he is the life, and he is the life that is in us. And until we know him, we don't know ourselves. And so you have to make that decision in your life to where you understand that I need to meet Jesus, because I'm trying to be somebody. I want to be somebody. I want to be somebody great, but I don't know who I am. I've tried this, but it didn't work. I tried that, but it didn't work. And I'm doing this, but I'm making a lot of money here, or I have some success here, but I'm still not fulfilled. I'm still not happy. That's because you haven't met Jesus. Until you meet Jesus, you don't know who you are. You don't know your worth. You don't know your purpose, your plan, your destiny. I want God to look at me every day and smile and say, Harlon, you're living my dream. Or is God looking at you? When he looks at you, do you want him to say, you're not where I want you to be? Do you want him to say, well done, good and faithful servant? If he looks at you and say, hey, you're living my dream, that means you're living the purpose, the plan, the destiny that he has for your life. It's so much better than the one you think you have. Paul found that out when he came from being a murderer to giving life to people by giving the word of God, by casting out evil spirits, by healing the sick, by saving and winning souls. So we don't know who we are until we meet Jesus. And I'm so glad I met him, and I hope that you meet him. All you have to do is just receive him, and he's already there waiting for you. Doesn't matter where you are, what you've done, where you've been, how far you think you've gone. He's right there. You don't know who you are until you meet Jesus. Hey, there's only one world order, and that's God's order. And that's the true world order. Everything is about relationship, guys. God's excited about your future, so am I.